Hello, beautiful people, wherever you are. Welcome back. It's underscore Gintu. Back again to the root of today. It's one-on-one live coverage that they're going to be starting this kind of the video at this kind of the comment right now here. And starting to my sister's channel here. So you can just make it happen. For the people who are just topping in and making sure they're going to be watching this kind of the video. As your first time you're watching this kind of the video, keep on subscribing, liking and sharing. Support my sister to groove together and also monetize a little bit. She's remaining with around 100 subscribers here, so she can just have something to go on and make it happen, because we have to support each other so as everything can just come carry very nice. So at this kind of the point, I'm going to be speaking about, thank you very much everyone who has been there and talking about we have to groove together, supporting my sister, supporting everyone who are going to be making it happen. Today I'm going to be starting this kind of the video from my sister's channel here, as she is also a pretty and very fantastic, and you understand, gorgeous and very nice, and to this kind of the moment, I say that let us keep on grooving and making it happen. And we have some of the scenarios here. She has been part of the program, and I think she's going to be my manager coming very soon, because she understands the program and she understands what to do, and she understands the way of making things to come out. And this kind of an artifact I'm going to be talking about, already we have to group together. No one knows about what is tomorrow. That's why I always talk about today is today, but tomorrow is another day, and we have to make it happen, because whoever is feeling very guilty and feeling very bad about us, you are very sorry about that kind of the moment, but we shall keep on surviving and we shall keep on moving. That's why you see also even a river, it has some of the meanders to make sure that it can deliver its own water to the main source. It has to meander up to that kind of the way. So those kind of the meanders, you can call them pogroms, or you can call them internogs, of making sure that that water is carifragistically delivered where necessary, because we have a right corner, left corner, talk about slow motion, a high speed of water. That's how life is, and that's what I say about the life is made of the sections, and you should pass through the sections. You understand right now, it's just a little bit of the moment that I came from that kind of an area, talk about where men are put aside to make it happen. And we have to understand also, my sister just talked about much of the people are asking about what happened with the GoPros, what happened about since I went to at the station, guys. I can just talk about my phone was snatched, and it was picked with this kind of the demagogues talking about I should not keep a hold getting the phone, or I should not be having the phone. It should be maintained and put under a restriction of the police, and that's why they never gave it out up to when it had to do much of the circus, so as it could just come out. So at that kind of the point, I can say that it's something that it has been already planned, so as they can just make such kind of the things. Previously, when the Junior brought much of the DCI, and they just took my GoPro, it went to the DCI, and they stayed with it for like a week, and even I was about to give up and much more. And when it stayed for a week, I went and they told me that not yet, still it's under investigation. What's really with a GoPro, imagine? And a GoPro doesn't have any kind of memories that they can just restore or whatever. So they stayed with the GoPro, and also much of the batteries, and they never gave it out until I finished like 2 months. Then it came back from the DCI offices, and also my phone also was snatched there, so they can just be done much of the interrogation. So I understand from that kind of the period of time, much of the things have been shenaniganing, including the GoPro started now getting other things that were not to be planned at that kind of the moment. And from that particular rate, I can say that it was tangled, and it was put whatever they just used their own system to make it not work or whatever. I cannot understand at how rate and how did they make it to be the way it is. Up to date, when the last moment I went to the police station here, they again succumbed about the GoPro and whatever, but the GoPro was given out earlier than the phone, because they understood that the phone is the main key, because you can just do whatever you want to do with the phone and much more, including my video that I had uploaded from the court, it was deleted again, and I don't know why this kind of the people want to interrogate and get into my own YouTube channel and do much of the circus and to that YouTube channel. I don't know why. I don't know if I've ever walked one day in the morning and talked about you just take your phone and do whatever is not necessary. I know it's much of lured and handouts that have been coming out to make sure that they're just diminishing Gintu and making me so failing or do whatever they want to do in terms of talking about Gintu has to go down or do whatever it's necessary. But what I can say is it's something that we have to understand at this kind of the rate, that nobody can just get about, oh, you have to intimidate me, do whatever necessary. But what has to come out is to make it happen. So the GoPro again, it went off, and much of the people have tried to talk about, oh, Gintu maybe reset the SD card. That kind of the GoPro, the SD card is an I talk about it's a removable. I talk about ROM and RAM, read-only memory. So it's just an external memory card that it uses. It doesn't have internal memory that it's gonna be using. So the GoPro went off when I was shooting at the 15th minute, and it never saved that video. If it could be getting off, it always save the video before it can just go off, but it went off automatically and it shut down completely, so it doesn't work. So that is the effect about it. So much of the people are asking about how did it happen. It's because I said it that this kind of the GoPros, they were given out with mandates, and also they were given out with conditions in a way that they should shoot videos concerning one person to make sure that we are upgrading this kind of the only person and cherishing, bowing down and praising this kind of the one person who is the demagogues of the days. But when we came to the realization that this kind of the GoPro, it will be one of the part of the trees in a forest that will become a handle to dismantle other trees that are not well being. Talk about maybe taking out much of highly populated trees, or making sure that it's going to be dealing with the dwarfism of the trees. So that is what the failure going to be coming. So much of the people never understood that that kind of the GoPro came to this kind of the world to make sure that it could do the necessary to strengthen the village and make it happen. But unfortunately, the owner who brought those kind of the GoPros went to the system and shut down my GoPro completely. Not only me, there are much of the people who have such kind of the problems, including Ayamboke, and very much more. Talk about Muita Junior. Those kind of the GoPros are having much of the problems up to this kind of the time. Mine, it's the third one right now to hear such kind of a case, and I was hearing them, but I never knew that it will just get onto me. And there's how much of the demagogues also who are just supporting this other team, and they're just coming to my comment section talking about shits and bullshits and talking about lucratic words and very stupidical and metrical words that even doesn't differ to come out from such kind of a person's mouth. I understand it's just a hatred, because not everybody ever like Gintu. Not everybody will just talk about, oh, I have to support Gintu. And the people are just talking too much talking and stupid mouths. The people who can never even support even a single thing. They're just there to diminish, disgrace, ungrateful, and talking about ABCD. I've not talked about some people come to and watch to Gintu's channel. It has popped onto your phone. They have to subscribe, and they will have to see what Gintu has popped out with, because I am the only person who can give you the breaking news that you have never been given outside here. Irregardless of the race, irregardless of whatever, I am there to make sure that everything is equality. Talk about the fraternity of equality. It should be coming out at this kind of the puncture. So what is coming out is they are talking about, oh, Gintu should buy your own GoPro. Who told you that all the YouTubers have their own GoPros? And why are you so strict about Gintu that you should have your own tools and equipment? I have them, like the phone. Who bought for me the phone? Because the phone was so costly also. At that kind of the moment I was starting the YouTube channel, I bought that kind of the phone. And the GoPro came because I could not deny that, oh, this kind of the GoPro gonna be whatever and whatever. Everybody was talking about, oh, and I was one of the grateful people who ever received the GoPros than even the people who are supporting that kind of the demagogues of that area. And that is the fact. But people are coming so jealously that, oh, Gintu, that kind of the GoPro belongs to somebody. Do you understand that all this kind of the YouTubers, they have their own GoPros? Who ever bought his own GoPro? Tell me. Tell me who is any YouTuber in Nyambohansi who has bought his own GoPro. Tell me. And I'm just ready to receive such kind of a thing. Who? Nobody. Nobody. including the people who are talking about, oh, you should not talk about Maro, whatever and whatever. He is having a GoPro he was promised and he was given as a surprise. So you think about Gintu now is the only person who has to buy his own things and talk about, oh, that's what you think about? We wait for it, it's going to be coming. But we know they have to watch, they have to understand. And that is not the way of treating other people, in a way that because Gintu is Gintu is having different opinions with other people, they think about Gintu is outcrusted, or Gintu has to be outcrusted in a way that way. So today I'm coming to this kind of a channel to give out the validification. Talk about whoever is thinking about going to be talking about Gintu, talking nasty about Gintu. I'm very sorry about it, because I will never be intimidated, as I'm going to be giving out to this kind of the channel, and I'm going to be having much of the energy to this kind of my sister's channel to make sure that it's going to be coming out. If I'm going to be answering any kind of the question, it's going to be answered in this channel. So keep it tuned. Much of the things are going to be answered here, and everything going to be so straightforward to make sure that everything is pinpointed direct. But at an artifact, to talk about the artifact of the day, it's whereby we have different talk about medulla oblongata with different of other people. Cerebellum, talk about a hypothalamus, a medulla oblongata, and everybody has his own. Not that mine, it will be coming yours. Hey, mambo, mkofiti? Nimewaona haki ya Mungu siku hizi. Kushiba haki ya Mungu atumeka. Ndo hengucha, ikisiomo. So guys, back to the region. Here I was talking about there are people who have very less IQs, and they think about whenever they're going to be talking about, oh, Gintu is this way, Gintu is that way, they think about they're going to be shutting us down or doing anything, because there are so many people who are fed. Oh, sorry. Guys, back to the center. I was comprehending this kind of the statement, whereby we have very many people who are talking in a way that we cannot have things that will ever come out. In a way that there are so many people who are praying, and they're talking about it today and tomorrow, that all this kind of the people will never have to succeed, or this kind of the people will not have this one. But at long last, we have to survive. That is the way of us to get forward. And I want to be placing this kind of a way, so as people will have to understand this kind of the program, where it goes. YouTube is not made for anybody. And YouTube is like playing, what can we talk about? This kind of the chess, playing chess. You can never know. Today, you might talk about, oh, this kind of the YouTube, it's maybe it has been this way, it has been this way. It will pick up one day. And that is what the hopes that everybody is having. In a way that, what are we going to be doing at this kind of the rate, at which kind of the module are we going to be making it? And people are still having problems and encountering much of the problems whenever they see that Gintu is improving this way, or Kate is improving this way, or the other person is improving this way. They think about it's something that we not deserve, or we are not deserving such kind of the way. But YouTube is another thing. It's not made for anybody. And you understand that everybody has to follow the channel and make it happen. We are trying. We understand that we are being humiliated in a way that, oh, Gintu, they are staying in mud houses, they will never construct. But at the end of the module, we ever came out and constructed. And at the end of the module, people who were disclosed and they were just shut up, and they were now coming out very meticulously to talk about, this is what I'm doing as my project. Much of the people have bought lands who were outcrusted, but now this is giving much of the people a headache, in a way that they're coming out to talk about, oh, this kind of the people are doing this way, are doing that way. So when I talk about so many people are using Gintu's name, and they're just winning a bread over a day. And that's why I always talk about Gintu's name. Whenever you mention Gintu's name, I'm very important to you, so as you can just get some food from it, from my name. But now this is a kicker of today, in a way that there's so many people who are using my name in reaction, talking about they're called positive reactors, stupidity of the highest order. They're calling themselves positive reactors. What are you reacting about? If you are a reactor, you are a reactor. There's nothing like positivity nor negativity in reaction. You are a reactor. and they are talking about Gintu east, west, and south, north, and center. Every day, every time, mentioning my name and gaining some influence with my name. But when Gintu is talking about this kind of the things has been done with this kind of the person, they talk about, don't talk about that kind of the person, stupidity of the highest order, in a way that we shall not be monitored in a way that what are you doing? Because Gintu should be spoken badly, but when I talk about I have to rectify this, they come out and talk demagogically. That is the weird thing ever possible in this world. And we shall never and we will never accommodate such kind of a thing that we should just be told that this is how we should do it, at which kind of the rate. And I understand these are just the reactors who are sent, and they are just, much of the reactors are just the YouTubers from Nyabohanse, and most of them they are YouTubers who even failed. And they are given this kind of the jealousness that Gintu was at that kind of the point. But how did I come out in a way that I'm still surviving in this street? Because it's not easy. You have to understand it. For the people who are starting up the YouTube channels, they should understand the street is not easy. And that's why we are passing through pogroms. We are passing through all this kind of the sorts of the words. We are passing through accusations, passing through allegations, and we are still getting on. Imagine that litigation is there, verdict is there, and so many things that are passing through. But we have to survive. Because we are human beings, we have to clone. And when you understand my entire English talking about we have to clone, we have to accept that this is a toxic chemical. How are we going to be formulating our bodies so as we can go hand in hand with this toxic chemical? Because everybody outside there is toxic. Including nobody want to see you progressing, whoever they will be, because they talk about, oh, this is Gintu who was walking here today, tomorrow he has this one. Gintu is the one who was doing this one here, today he has this one. So it's something that is luring them to talk about it could not be this manner, in this occasion, in this way. But who is God? God is not wearing a short during these days. Because whatever you do to Gintu today, tomorrow it's going to be another day, and we'll just talk about, oh, is this the person who was doing ABCD about? No. We have to accept that the challenge is there and we shall move forward. And that is what we are ever claiming for. For the people who are talking about Gintu, we have to understand each other, and that is it. And we have ever been preaching, talking about what are we going to be doing at each kind of the level, in a way that we want to see at which kind of the way are we going to be sitting down, pinpointing the problems that we're going to be having as a village. Can we sit down as a whole? Can we discuss? But everything that's going to be coming is, whenever Gintu has sat down with the other person, they talk about, oh, you understand, it's going to be this way, or it's going to be that way. People are looking for drama, east, west, and south. Every time, people are looking for drama. And that is the fact that it's making us to feel like YouTube in Nyabohanse is a sarcasm. YouTube in Nyabohanse is shenanigans. I saw much of the people talking about, oh, Gintu, you are a good person while you are at the villa, and right now, I don't know whatever. Who told you that I've changed? I've not changed. Maybe you are the person who has changed. In a way that if you cannot see what is happening and how we are bullied, we are dictated, in a way that we cannot survive for what we are doing today. It's something which is very weird. How are we going to be sorting it out? In a way that to sort out this kind of the menses, we have to understand ourselves that this is a program we have to run from. This is a program we have to run today and make it happen. Because the people are not feeling good when they see about, oh, Gintu still persists in the YouTube channel. They could have talked about, oh, Gintu's YouTube channel could have died already permanently and whatever. They are feeling so good right now. They're talking about, oh, Gintu doesn't have a GoPro right now. I know. It's something that has been planned, and to make sure that Gintu is taken down. And that is the fact that is always coming out. But to the living God, who is the Almighty, I understand, as far as they're posting and making things which are illiteracy, and they're not going hand in hand with the real humanity, they are ever improving our lives and standards of living, including we shall win and make it happen, because nobody is holding any person's souls. Any person's tomorrow, it's not holded with anyone. That is the fact that we're going to be talking about at this kind of the rate. And still we have much of the things to come out, because we are pinpointing and making it happen, because we are still surviving. Also, I support everyone who is just at the channel and making it happen, because we shall be moving and making things to come out very fantastic, and each kind of the time as you chop in and subscribe to this kind of the channel, so as you can just reach at 1,000 subscribers, so as you can just monetize this kind of the channel. I ever appreciate and talk about God bless you as you're gonna be subscribing to this kind of the channel one-on-one, because we have to help each other. I ever talk about brotherhood, sisterhood, and parentalhoods, and much more. The environmentalhood and everything should be coming out more fantastic here. So I ever terminate this kind of the video at this kind of the ending point, and talk about let us pinpoint what is necessary, and understand that whatever you do to me today, it will be done to you tomorrow, because there's nothing doesn't have an end. And if you are coming to an end, I talk about when much of the people are talking about Gintu is insisting on using other people's talk about their own validity. I talk about what are they surviving for, because everybody is trying to talk about look at this kind of the people are talking about, oh, Gintu, Gintu whatever, Gintu whatever, Gintu whatever. Look at what they are surviving for. They are surviving from other people. They are shooting other people's contents. They are shooting other people in a way that they are using them as a content, and also shooting each and every kind of the environment, making a content from that one. But when Gintu talk about I want to be doing this kind of the thing from this kind of the capilogic way, they talk about, oh, Gintu, you should do whatever and whatever. I'm not interested in terms of that one. What I'm interested is you're gonna be getting the village report in each and every kind of the time, whatever, regardless of whatever, whether they talk about they're gonna be arresting, they're gonna be doing whatever. We are there for the survival value. I said it once upon a time that we have to suffer for a better tomorrow. If we don't suffer, we are done completely. We will be ever been used, we will ever been succumbed, we will ever been doing whatever necessary they will ever to do, because they have money, because they have whatever. But what we want to understand is what are we going to be doing tomorrow? Or today they talk about, oh, we don't have ABCD, but tomorrow they will need us in a way that will never lead in your entire life. You will be led one day. And that's where we are heading to. You will ever do all sorts of shit to Gintu and talk about allegate Gintu, symphony Gintu money, talk about Gintu has to be symphony money, whatever you think about. But understand that tomorrow is another day. And Gintu will never be in a way that you think about. Gintu will ever lack something in my life, in a way that I've ever been struggling to make it happen and to come out at this kind of the time. So you can just watch the video. It's not an easy way for us to move. But what is going to be coming tomorrow is tomorrow, and what is today, it's today. But at the end of the moment, we shall have to sit down as a village, pinpoint what is the problem right today and right now. You see humiliation still it's continuing. If Gintu is not unto it, you see what Mayugono is doing right now. You see how Mama Ants are being succumbed right now. You understand Irumbi Brenda, what is happening to Irumbi Brenda, because of what? The jealousy, stupidity, nonsense, lunatic and psychopathic ways of such kind of the people who are immigrant to this kind of the community. But they want to think about, they're going to be controlling everything, making everything so weird in a way that we are just humbling ourselves by now. But when we will come to the demonstration, they will understand that we are real about it. Because when we talk about let's come for this kind of a way and sort this kind of the things out, the shits out, shenanigans, postquams, interquams, and talk about a telenovela and much more. They talk about, oh, this kind of the people are looking for the content, but at the end they're dramatic people, drama queens at the end of the moment. But we shall not be failing in each and every kind of the way we go. What we understand is it's a way of living, and we have such kind of the people who doesn't to see other people surviving and making it happen, because you are winning from people and people will win from you. That is it. They should understand as it's Gintu's kicker of the day. And I say that as I'm closing this kind of the chapter, let us move together and support and make it happen. I understand right now I'm going to be in a mess talking about I don't have a GoPro. And I think because that I always talk about tomorrow is another day, as I say, Amen. Because tomorrow it's going to be coming. It reflects in a larger way that we're going to be getting everything and including support my sister here by subscribing, liking and sharing, and watch the video to an end. And every time, if you have not watched the other previous videos, go check in because they're so meticulous and so gorgeous whenever you're going to be watching them, and so fantastic if you're going to be checking on them. Very characteristic, very nice, as you're going to be pinpointing and checking what's really going to be driving out from the village. Here we end as you're going to be finishing up, making sure that everything is possible under the Son of the Lord. And tomorrow is another day. Let's vibe and tangle. Hello, Internet. Let's vibe.